So, ladies and gentlemen, there has been quite a ruckus happening in the Wuthering Waves scene, specifically on Twitter, Telegram, and all of these other places where some of the most vile members of society congregate. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the leakers. And there's been a lot going on when it comes to leakers, and there's one person in particular that I wanted to talk about, and that is Step Leaker. This is an individual that has basically gone ahead and, for whatever reason they felt like, they leaked the entire 2.0 story quest. And that involves things like the dialogues, the cutscenes, all the different characters that are going to be involved, and the storyboarding and stuff like that. And so what you can imagine from this is that a lot of people got spoiled, and they got spoiled really fucking hard. They know how long the story quest is. They know everything that's going to actually happen. This is supposed to be one of the biggest version updates in gacha gaming, and this individual Step Leaker over here found some desire or some need to just go ahead and talk about it. And you might be wondering why people talk about these sort of things. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is because they want attention. They want clout. They want people to hear about all of the great information that they have so they can finally be recognized for something in their life other than wasting oxygen. And unfortunately, they've gone ahead and they've done that to such a high degree that pretty much every single person in the community absolutely hates their guts. And so when we talk about leaks and when we talk about leakers in general, there are a couple of different categories that I want to put leakers in. You have character kit leakers, minor art leakers, feature leakers. These are a bit lower on the spectrum for me when it comes to the severity, when it comes to the problems that they cause. We can arguably agree on some matters when it comes to character kits and how leaks for them can help free-to-play's plan, can help people, budget their pulls. They kind of like serve as a roadmap, and they can, in some ways, increase the motivation for some parts of the community to play the game and play the game more. They know a character that they like is coming up, he can pre-farm for them in advance, blah blah blah. Kuro has obviously made some measures to prevent that. They've gone ahead, they've released materials early for characters like Camellia so that people could do that farming, and at the end of the day, right, there's not as much motivation to look at those. It's not like causing a huge amount of damage because those characters are coming out anyways. On the other hand, when you have things on the other end of the spectrum, people who are absolutely here to just leak information, gain attention, and not really benefit anybody in the community at all, that is the category that this individual Step Leaker falls into. They're basically a person that, for whatever reason, whatever motivation they might have, they've gone ahead and they've decided to leak the entire story quest. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you this. There's no reason to ever do that. There's absolutely no reason to leak the entire story for people that have not played it yet. And obviously, right, this is content that's going to be in the beta for 2.0. This is content that you sign an NDA to agree not to leak, because that, in a lot of ways, right, especially given the history of WoWA and the history of its story, it's quite literally one of the worst things that you can do for the game. And when you think about it in a very basic sense, this is one of the stupidest things that a leaker can do. If you're a leaker that's trying to drive hype or drive more attention to your channel or drive more attention to your Twitter, right, so you can, farm that engagement, get some additional revenue, whatever, so on and so forth, the problem is that when you leak the story of a game, you can quite literally just kill all of the excitement for the patch, all of the potential content that other creators might push, and you're basically going to diminish the final impact that it's going to have across the player base and make it worse for basically every single player. And what that means is that you're lowering the quality of the game, you're basically lowering the ability for people to make content, and you're also lowering the popularity that's actually going to get, and in a way reduce the number of people looking at your leaks, because people might just not be as excited. They might potentially like quit the game, and what's going to end up happening is that there are actually less people looking at your leaks when you're doing it in this large of a quantity and when you're doing it with this much severity. It's like shooting yourself in the foot, because when you're just kind of like drip feeding or you're drip teasing leaks, that's like a strategy that'll have people like kind of like hanging on your every word. You're not like spoiling too much, you're just giving them like minor tidbits, a little bit of crumbs here and there. But then this guy, he's just going ahead and he's dropping the entire story quest. He's basically doing the equivalent of what the Genshin Impact devs did in their trailer, where you basically see everything that's already going on. And now, for a lot of players in Genshin Impact, there's no excitement at all to play this entire goddamn quest, because you already know what's gonna happen. And so, just doing this, right, especially knowing the response that the devs have had, right, the fact that they are really against leaks, that they're against, basically the destruction of their IP, from people that shouldn't have access to it or shouldn't be publicizing it, I hope they send emails to legal. I hope you get sued. I hope you get in some very, very, very big trouble, because that's what Kuro said they're going to do. And this is quite literally leaking the entire 2.0 story quest. That's one of the most damaging things you could do to the game. And you're doing it right before the live stream. At this point, honestly, I don't even think they enjoy the game. I don't even think like they're doing it to bring up excitement for the game. I honestly think that these individuals, this individual right here, and anybody quote retweeting, reposting this shit, they're probably Hoyo bots or a Genshin player that's quite literally trying to just kill the hype for the version 2.0 trailer. Because why else would you do this right before the day of the live stream? Why else would you do it? The live stream is quite literally in a couple of hours, and we're going ahead and we're doing this. This is crazy. This is disgusting. This is ridiculous. And I am glad that the community as a whole, even the people that might be leaking like character kits, might be leaking like character art, or, you know, just like a still or something like that, even these people are against the leaking, the ridiculous leaking that Step Leaker is doing. And if you have leakers going against you, if you have leakers themselves talking shit about you, I think it's clear that you really, really messed up. It's clear that you have some very, very big problems. And I hope the community is against you. I hope that the devs are against you. And I hope that Kuro and you want to know the best part, ladies and gentlemen? Kuro is going to have the support of Tencent's legal team. And as we all know, and if CN is angry and Tencent is angry, oh boy, brother man, your ass is grass. You are in some big trouble. Brother man, you might be going to jail. You might be going to jail. And I hope whatever clout you got, whatever likes you got on your Telegram post, whatever happened here, brother man, I hope it was worth it. You can reminisce on the good old days of the 10 likes you got on your post from a prison cell. Buddy, enjoy. Have a good life. It's actually, yeah, that's probably the best wish I can have for you. Have a good life. Hopefully you don't do this anymore, because it's really hard, I think, to get internet connection from a Chinese prison. Just as a final note, it also appears that Step Leaker's Twitter account has been deactivated as well. And so this means that we even got Elon Musk on our side stopping this shit. You literally got everybody against you, buddy. It's over. You're doomed. You're done. You're cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, stay safe on Twitter. Stay safe on YouTube. I don't want to say don't look at any Wuthering Waves content, because the algos at this point, people have downloaded those files. People have downloaded those leaks. And just simply being on Twitter or being on YouTube, you're going to expose yourself to them. So just be careful. Don't click anything suspicious. Be really careful about thumbnails. There's only so much you can spoil in thumbnails. Just don't let the curiosity consume you, because your experience with 2.0 and all of the great stuff that Kuro has planned, it's going to be ruined. So just be careful about that. Stay safe. Let me know what you guys all think. This is one of the most disgusting situations I've seen in gacha gaming. This guy's a complete clown. And yeah, hopefully you get extradited as well. All right? Just never do this again. I hope you're never given access to a keyboard and an ISP ever again. You freak. Peace out.